In 1867, Kansas State University held its first commencement. 3 women and 2 men graduated that year. As the first land-grant university in the nation, this fledgling university had a vision of providing innovative education to all people. That early vision has continued through to the present, with over 250 majors and a diverse student body, including students from all 50 states and more than 100 countries. Becoming one of the nation's top 50 public research universities by 2025 is today's vision for tomorrow. With academic programs among the best in the nation and professors who are leaders in their fields, Kansas State University is an international leader in teaching, learning, service, and research. Today's graduates join over 200,000 alumni who are proud to call K-State their alma mater. Congratulations, and thank you to all those who have supported them through their undergraduate experience at Kansas State University.
Please be seated. Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Bramlage Coliseum and the commencement ceremonies for the Kansas State University College of Engineering. My name is Craig Wanklin, and I serve as an assistant dean in the College of Engineering. Commencement is an exciting time for the faculty and staff of Kansas State University. We all experience a sense of great satisfaction that these outstanding graduates are moving on to fulfill their professional goals, on to exciting careers in the service of society in this state, this country, and the world. We are all enormously proud of them and have high expectations for their future. Before we start on our program today, I would like to make a few introductions. Please recognize our musicians, the Kansas State University Student Brass Quintet. Let me also recognize the members of the platform party, and please hold your applause until the end. On my far right, your left, Dr. Mushtaq Hussain, Head of Civil Engineering. Dr. James Edgar, Head of Chemical Engineering. Dr. Joe Harner, Head of Biological and Agricultural Engineering. Professor Ray Buell, Head of Architectural Engineering and Construction Science and Management. Dr. Betty Grauer, Assistant Dean in the College of Engineering. Jacqueline Summers, Senior in Architectural Engineering and our student singer for today. Ike Evans, Retired President and Chief Operating Officer of Union Pacific Railroad and our commencement speaker for today. Dr. Darren Dawson, Dean of the College of Engineering. On my far left, your right, Dr. Bill Dunn, Head of Mechanical and Nuclear Engineering. Dr. Brad Kramer, Head of Industrial and Manufacturing Systems Engineering. Dr. Rod Howell, Professor of Computer Science. Dr. Don Gruenbacher, Head of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Brad Seidner, Senior Vice President and COO of the K-State Alumni Association. Jay Disberger, Senior in Architectural Engineering and our student speaker for today. Dr. April Mason, Provost and Senior Vice President of Kansas State University. Richard Myers, President of Kansas State University. Dr. Gary Clark, Senior Associate Dean of the College of Engineering. Our marshals, Dr. Ronaldo McGearing, Associate Dean of the College of Engineering, and Andy Fund, Assistant Dean of the College of Engineering. Would all faculty members of the College of Engineering in attendance at this ceremony please stand? Please join me in recognizing these individuals. I would like to call Jacqueline Summers, Senior in Architectural Engineering, to the podium to sing our national anthem. Please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly revealed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, who so gallantly streaming, and the rockets proclaim, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. The College of Engineering has enjoyed truly outstanding students over the years, and this class is no exception. All students who have survived the rigors of studies in our engineering, construction science, computer science, and information systems programs deserve recognition because they are very talented. This evening, I have the privilege of identifying a number of exceptional students for special recognition. We first recognize our summa cum laude graduates who have earned a 3.95 or higher, a cumulative GPA on a scale of 4.0. This semester, we have 31. Would the following students stand and remain standing? Rebecca Andrus, Travis Atchison, Austin Budke, Connor Demont, Jacob Dennett, Jay Disberger, Jared Inns, David Ewers, Hannah Fain, Sarah Featherstone, Claire Fisher, Brady Gooch, Thomas Gorham, Eric Gray, Brandon Hyde, Brandon Jansen, Corey Kirkpatrick, Ashley Kramer, Andrew McKittrick, Ethan Meyer, Nathan Moyer, Brett Noonberg, Logan Pro, Devon Ronci, Erica Smith, Tricia Smith, Elijah Siegel, Benjamin Studer, Michael Teedy, Brian Winger, and Graham Wilson. Let's congratulate our summa cum laude graduates. Please be seated. Magna cum laude graduates are those graduates who have earned from a 3.85 to a 3.949 cumulative GPA. This semester we have 37. Would the following students stand and remain standing? Audrey Anderson, Eric Banning, Joshua Becker, Landon Becker, Garrett Blem, Mariah Brown, Justin Cohen, Caleb Compton, Curtis Dharamajai, Mitchell Easley, Catherine Ehrlich, Matthew Grosdidier, Chloe Henderson, Brant Hill, Abigail Hilliard, Matthew Hickson, Jackson Jennings, Zachary Kodrowski, Branson Coker, Corey Krostrom, Anna Kuchera, Zachary Locke, Daniel Lavelle, Ellie Montgomery, Matthew Rofrano, Stacy Rodenhouse, Sri Ramanana Shakar, Mitchell Schertz, Cameron Sinclair, William Smith, Nathan Stearns, Connor Torrey, Shang-Chi-Yan Wong, Kevin Wynan, Angelica White, Hannon Wilborn, and Logan Zakah. Let's congratulate our magna cum laude graduates. Please be seated. Cum laude graduates have earned from a 3.75 to a 3.849 cumulative GPA. This semester we have 36. Would the following students stand and remain standing? Josephine Anderson, Jack Ayers, Jacob Bambick, Brianna Betch, Clay Bully, Susan Burke, Jason Carswell, Curtis Klein, Cole Disturger, Mallory Drokey, Dalton Hahn, Logan Hanney, Philip Harsh, Samuel Harryford, Sean Huckins, Rachel Jackson, Lily Johnson, Megan Coleman, Ryan Kuhlman, Jacob Larson, Jacob Lowry, Damian Loya, Alec Lutz, Kayla McGarren, Levi Mann, Jacob McAfee, Jack McCraney, Kevin McKeon, Catherine McWilliams, Blake Miles, Garrett Seeger, Harold Valender, Alep Waninger, Ross Worth, Reagan Wilson, and Reagan Wood. Let's congratulate our cum laude graduates. Please be seated. I must recognize one more important group before we move on to the rest of the program. Graduates, you see around you many people who have helped you, supported you, and encouraged you over the time that you have pursued your education. These supporters include your parents, spouses, and children, your entire families, and your friends. Graduates, Please stand. And join me in giving your loved ones a big and well-deserved round of applause. Please be seated. At this time, Jay Disberger, Senior in Architectural Engineering, will present the challenge to the graduating class. Jay?
The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally. We sat there, we two. And I said how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out, too cold to play ball. So we sat in the house. We did nothing at all. So all we could do was to sit, 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 sit. And we did not like it. Not one little bit. This is a special story to me because it reminds me so much of where I came from. We all have stories that take us back into moments of reflection. It is pleasurable to find stories and characters that we can relate to. You may be able to relate to the kids in this story who just have to sit, 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 sit. And you may not like it, not one little bit. You may also be able to relate to the Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat in the movie when the fish starts to talk. You may be looking at me thinking, well, sure, he can talk, but is he saying anything? No. No, he's not. Stories are great, and we love to escape our reality by letting a story envelop our whole being. There is something freeing about stories, something beautiful about sharing stories with each other. There is something incredible about sharing our stories with one another. We must not forget how amazing our own stories are. We are living the greatest stories of all time, and my challenge to you is to not ever lose your story. Do not lose your past, present, or future. I challenge you all, everyone listening, to not lose your story or the zest of life that enables you to be present, joyful, and loving in the face of adversity, challenge, and tragedy. Today, I want to share with you, class of 2018, reflections on our story and remind us to live out meaningful stories, stories of daring, and stories worth sharing. Remember our past. Remember the rush, the new communities. How cool was it to make new friends who you could have never met anywhere else? These initial friendships laid the foundation for connections that can last a lifetime, not just the 4, 5, 6, or how many years it took you to get here. Regardless of how long it took, I'm sure we can all agree on one thing. Free food is amazing. Late nights of pizza and caffeine-fueled cram sessions were balanced with floods of fun and laughter. Seriously, how many times did Manhattan flood? I still get a kick out of that guy kayaking down the street. The joys and the struggles made up great stories that we can now tell. Together, we made it here, not alone. That was a great big lesson that I learned on my college journey. I was a homeschooled student until I found myself a purple-clad K-State freshman, going everywhere in ankle weights. Going from a class of one to a class of everyone was a huge academic and cultural shock for me. Up until my first week, I had pumped myself up to taking a great new adventure solo. I was going to keep a low profile and graduate in 4 years. 6 years later, I'm here to tell you that that plan died in one Cardwell week. SAS tutoring was there to catch me. Going to tutoring and study groups on a daily basis, I found more than the help I was looking for. I found the purple family that I didn't know that I needed. After the first week, all of you taught me what it means to genuinely be family and share in each other's stories. For example, I have 3 particularly close friends who all have very different stories. The 4 of us studied together all of the time. We kept each other company on the latest of nights. I was the homeschooled kid from Wamego. Jacob will tell you that he was the impossibly humble and brutishly handsome one from Atchison, Kansas. Matthew was the ever-talented violinist and practice room napper from Wichita. And Nora was the unbelievably strong, single Saudi Arabian mother of 2 precious little girls. We were, and still are, a genuine purple family through thick and thin. We inspired one another with our lives, hopes, joys, and challenges. There is no I in scholarly success. Be humble, mighty graduates, for I challenge you not to lose your real stories to pride. Our K-State stories were only made possible by those who supported us. From the professors and the instructors who dedicated their lives to our education, to every loved one who ever unconditionally supported our endeavors, and to the Purple family we ourselves made of and for each other. We all did this together, with one another. We shared our stories and developed a remarkable family bond. And now, we are graduating together. We must not lose the gift of this present chapter. Graduates, I challenge you all now to stand up. Stand up. Look around you. Look at your peers. Soak in this moment. We are cats, wild cats in hats, and we are living a great story here together. Look at those who are here to celebrate and support your glorious achievements. Families and friends, make some noise for the class of 2018. Show them that they are loved. Louder, pour out your hearts in celebration. This is graduation. Graduates, this is your time. This is now. Celebrate and feel in this present moment. Okay, now sit, 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 sit. Never let it be said that your graduation was not moving. This is our time. This is our place. This is the beginning of the next great race. How incredible will our collective lives be as fellow souls with a common bond. I dare you not to forget your stomping grounds, but most of all, don't forget why you are who you will be. What do we stand for? What is our purpose? What story do you want to write for your future? As people, we have so much worth. Today, do you not see how much you are loved and valued? Never forget that. You can take who you are as the problem solvers of this world and have the most magnificent careers, yes. But that is not all. That is not what the stories of K-State graduates should all be about. The best stories are those that help others in reverent, loving, and unconditional service. We here at K-State value family above all else. Family is who we are, and living for one another is what a family does. What better way to show the world that you live, drink, breathe, and bleed purple than to live for your family? Live for your home family. Live for your work family. Live for your family of friends. And live for your family from Wildcat Land. Live out of love and hope. Do not let fear rob you of your future. Do not let false evidence appearing real steal your story or your purpose. Do not be a fish in a teapot denying your calling to live. Be the cat in the hat that you are. I challenge you to a greater story than that of success or changing the world. I challenge you, class of 2018, to never lose your own stories of love and family. Go and make your purple Wildcat family proud. That is it. That is that, said this cat in the hat. Thank you, and congratulations.
Great job. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. Great job. Kind of had to get the book adjusted. We are here this evening to bestow degrees on the candidates. We are also here to give you one last message and send you out into the world. And the best way to give you that one last message and send you out in the world is to hear from someone that's been right there in your shoes, someone that's already been out in the world in a big way. And that's our commencement speaker, Ike Evans. Ike has serious street credibility. He obtained a Bachelor's of Science in Electrical Engineering in 1965 from K-State and attended Harvard's Management Program Development in 1973. While at K-State, Ike, a former Mike Ahern baseball scholar athlete, met his wife Letty. They have been married for 55 years. They have 2 sons, 3 granddaughters, and 2 great-granddaughters. Ike began his career with Chevrolet Motor Division of General Motors Corporation and spent 21 years in positions of increasing responsibility. From there, he went on to become Senior Vice President of Industrial Components at Emerson. Ike was also an operating partner for the private equity firm ACI Equity Partners. Ike retired as President and Chief Operating Officer of Union Pacific Railroad. He is currently a Corporate Director of Meritor Inc. and a past Corporate Director of Textron, Spirit Aerosystems, Roadrunner Transportation Systems, and Cooper Industries. But in spite of all his vast career accomplishments, Ike would tell you that he never imagined himself up here speaking to you today, because that's just the way he is. And in spite of all his personal and professional obligations, Ike has remained a lifelong Wildcat. This fact is exemplified by Ike and Letty's recent gift to name the College of Engineering Academic Success Center. Engineers and scientists, join me in welcoming one of our own, Ike Evans.
Thank you, Dean Dawson, for that kind introduction. Distinguished department heads, faculty, parents, guests, and graduates, I extend my warmest congratulations to you as we come together to celebrate your achievement and to thank those who have provided support every step of the way. While it is a real honor for me to be your guest speaker on this special day, I was challenged when I thought about what I could share with you that might, even a small way, be meaningful and be of help as you pursue your career and life goals. But before I do that, I did remember some key learnings about what I call engineer speak that I think you'll need as you begin your careers in engineering. So let's start there. When an engineer says we're trying a number of different approaches, that means we're still guessing. When an engineer says preliminary operational tests proved inconclusive, that means it blew up when we flipped the switch. When an engineer says no maintenance, that means if it breaks, we can't fix it. When an engineer says it took years of development, that means it finally worked. And when an engineer says we're preparing a report with a fresh approach, that really means we just hired a couple kids out of college. On a more serious note, the people who made the greatest contributions during my career shared a common set of characteristics. It may surprise you to know that these characteristics are also shared by great athletes. Now, I was not a great athlete, but when I was 17, I wanted to play professional baseball instead of going to college. My father, however, did not agree with that plan, so I went to K-State on a baseball scholarship and loved it. I still like to tell myself I could have pitched for the Cleveland Indians, but as I thought about this speech, I was reminded of my passion as an athlete. A few months ago, millions of us around the world watched the Olympic Winter Games and were captivated by the athletes, their stories, their commitment, and devotion. This year's stars, like those before them, exhibited qualities similar to those I've observed in the most successful people that I've worked with over the years. When asked, what does it take to be an Olympic champion? Someone once said, roughly 10,000 hours of practice, a propensity towards excellence, and the right people and circumstances to get you to the top. With that in mind, as you embark upon your career, I challenge you to embrace and develop the traits of a world-class athlete. If you do, I can promise you, you will be an exceptional hire, earn opportunities to make outstanding contributions no matter where you work or what positions you hold throughout your career. Ultimately, you'll achieve success as you define it. You'll be ready to join the ranks of leadership and even run a business or a company if you so desire. Many of the most well-known CEOs began as engineers, like Jeff Bezos of Amazon, Mary Barra of General Motors, and Elon Musk, just to name a few. The characteristics I'm referencing are common to people who excel at athletics and to people who excel in business. They are not innate skills. They're learned and developed, and business needs people who demonstrate these traits now more than ever before. The pace of change today in our world today, and the extent of that change, is absolutely amazing. And it's only speeding up and not slowing down. Business models are changing to stay competitive due to consumer rising expectations and unlimited choices, and the pace and transparency of communications, and new and disruptive technologies. And it's all in a marketplace that's no longer local, regional, or national, it's global. Take the changing retail landscape as just one example. Home Depot CEO Craig Menear said, "Some say it's more change in the last 3 years than in the last 10 or 20, and it's imperative that we address these evolving needs with increased speed." To address these challenges and to be successful in your careers, you should embrace the traits of an Olympian to become a business athlete. There are many of these characteristics we could talk about today, but I'll highlight 5 that I think are the most important. First, develop an appetite for learning. Companies need people who are intellectually curious and continuously learning about what is going on in the world around them. At the same time, the most successful organizations are made up of employees who are willing to share their perspectives while also considering the diverse views of others. Through your education here at K-State, you've mastered critical thinking skills. Continue to hone those skills and commit yourself to lifelong learning. It is the intellectually curious who challenge the status quo in business, like Steve Jobs of Apple, ultimately helping to create major breakthroughs in products and services. Like Olympic athletes, train yourselves to be learning machines. Olympians continuously develop their skills. They practice, they study the competition, and they work with their mentors and coaches. Fuel your curiosity. Second, develop your skills. To make the biggest contributions you can wherever you work, develop a broad set of skills. Don't become so specialized that you can't be moved around in an organization. Understand the competencies of other jobs or professions to develop a well-rounded view of business. Learn about all business functions. If you can provide value to multiple areas of your company, you'll be considered for many opportunities. Olympic athletes may be unrivaled in certain skills, but they're also good at cross-training. It reduces the risks of overtraining and stimulates the mind so that it doesn't become bored with too much repetition. Olympic snowboarder Esther Ledecky of the Czech Republic started skiing at the age of 2 and snowboarding at the age of 5. When her coaches told her to pick one sport in which to excel, she refused. She wanted to do both and said she would pick another coach if that was a problem. At the 2018 Winter Olympics, Ledecky became the first woman in Winter Olympic history to win a gold medal in 2 different sports at the same Olympic Games. Broaden your skill set. Third, work hard, but take time out. In this lean and business environment, everybody must contribute. Companies need bold employees who function daily at their very best. The people you admire, every successful person you know, worked hard and made important and calculated choices every day to be successful. As with every Olympic athlete, there's no evidence of high-level performance without experience or practice. The most accomplished athletes needed years of hard work and smart choices before they became world-class. Hard work is always the baseline of great achievements. In Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals, the Chicago Bulls and Utah Jazz were tied in a 2-2 series. That night, Michael Jordan, sick with the flu, scored 38 points in what became known as the infamous flu game, and more than demonstrated his perseverance and commitment to his team. While Olympians are also known to push themselves to outer limits, they understand the danger of physical and mental burnout. All athletes have breaking points. They do not push themselves past that point. An article titled 5 Lessons to Learn from Olympic Athletes stated, "In our daily lives, we're consumed with both personal and professional stress. Time off is a key factor in performance cycles, as are massive influxes of effort. The magic is in the mix. Olympians are pushed to the max physically, emotionally, and mentally, which is why their training regime was filled with plenty of time to rest, refresh, and rejuvenate. They not only work hard, but they also take time out, and so should you. You can't do a good job if your job is all you do." Fourth, take risks. Companies need employees who will take on the difficult and challenging assignments, people who are not afraid to fail, because when they do take on those challenges, they might just succeed, and that's when breakthroughs happen. Olympic athletes gravitate toward conflict for growth. Most people who face an obstacle look for escape. Olympic athletes push forward when this happens and learn everything they can from the challenges that they face. They understand that adversity is a part of being successful. Consider downhill skiers who can reach speeds north of 80 miles per hour on steep and unpredictable slopes. In bobsled, luge, and skeleton, athletes can reach speeds of 90 miles an hour on sleds weighing more than 50 pounds, zooming down a narrow, winding track. In diving, an athlete leaving a 10-meter platform enters the water at nearly 35 miles an hour, a speed at which water acts more like a solid than a liquid upon impact. Now, you may say these are extraordinary acts that most of us will never attempt and aren't really comparable to the risks we will face in our professional lives. And that is true. But it takes a certain mindset in sports, in business, and in life to take risks, and it is the possibility of great achievement that all makes it all worthwhile. An article in the LA Times a couple of years ago reported, and I quote, "Athletes said they took on the grueling, terrifying feats for the excitement of achieving the exceptional. Fear was a part of that equation. I experienced fear early in my career when I was 22. I worked at a plant of the Chevrolet Motor Division of General Motors in Flint, Michigan. At that time, Chevrolet was the 10th largest company as a standalone company in the United States. I was offered the opportunity to become a foreman of skilled trades that included electricians and pipe fitters, among others. Typically, foremen were promoted from the ranks of the trades so they'd earn the respect and camaraderie of their co-workers. If I accepted, I would be the first college graduate in this position. The only reason I was asked was because I had an engineering degree. This was a high-risk assignment because I knew nothing about it, and there was no guarantee of a fallback position. I took it knowing that I would be supervising people who had forgotten more than I knew. I quickly figured out if I was going to make this work, I needed to ask for help. It was an intellectually challenging and humbling experience. It was actually life-changing for me. I wasn't the greatest skilled trade foreman. In fact, I really had no idea what I was doing. But it was an excellent experience that taught me a lot early in my career. And what I learned from that experience is that the triumph is not as important as the struggle. Take risks and don't be afraid to fail. The only sin is in not trying. Fifth and finally, value the team. In today's business environment, there are no more solo acts. It is teams of employees working together on multiple projects. Communication, collaboration, and trust are among the biggest components of effective working relationships in business today. When I stepped in as the chairman and CEO of Meritor, a large manufacturing company that had not been performing well for several years, I had to assess whether the issues are with the leadership team or driven by other factors. It quickly became clear that there was excellent talent on this team that had been hindered because of prior management indecisiveness. With better definition of business responsibilities and objectives, this team went on to drive, at peak market, a 400 share price appreciation and more than $1 billion of increased market capitalization. Hayden Herman swam for South Africa in the 2012 London Olympics and later wrote about his experience and his perspective on teamwork and leadership. He said the following: "It's always good to remember that when you see a very prominent leader, like a president or CEO, he or she is most likely supported by a very strong team operating in the background. Very rarely do leaders succeed all on their own. A good leader will be surrounded by a dynamic group of amazing individuals. The idea of the hero leader is most often completely false. Make the team better because you're a part of it. For those of you who embrace your business athlete and meet change head on, there will be unprecedented opportunities in your careers. You will be recognized for your ideas and rewarded with greater responsibilities. And when you succeed, development opportunities, promotions, and profound achievements will follow. You will be able to make great contributions to your company and maybe even to the world. And while business athletes do not constitute the majority, I challenge you to be one of them. And if you want to stand out and make a contribution and be exceptional, stay curious, broaden your skill set, work hard and take time out, take risks, and put the team first. Eric Kennard, a graduate of Kansas State, who won a silver medal for the high jump in the 2012 London Olympics, said, "When the time is right, I'm capable of anything, like an erupting volcano. As a graduate of this university, you too are capable of anything." My hope for each of you is that you will have a great career and life built upon the foundation you've established here. Whatever you do, do not cheat the world of your contribution. Give it everything you've got. And as you go forward, believe in yourself and spend your valuable time with others who believe in you too. Your outlook and success in life will be greatly influenced by the people with whom you associate. For me, it was my wife, Letty. We met at K-State, have been married for 55 years. She saw potential in me early on that I did not see in myself. She is my best friend and has played an important role in my career and my life. You're among the fortunate few that now hold a world-class education. The challenge is to successfully apply it in this ever-changing world. It would be inappropriate to say good luck, because luck will have very little to do with your success. Rather, it's about recognizing how much you don't know, learning from those who do, not always playing it safe, and just plain hard work. These are the things that will shape your future. Congratulations again to you, the class of 2018 Kansas State College of Engineering. Thank you.
Thank you, Ike. Small token of our appreciation. At this time, I'd like to introduce Brad Seidner, Senior Vice President and CEO of the K-State Alumni Association. Brad?
Good evening, graduates. And again, welcome to all the family and friends that are here tonight. Well, I am very pleased to be part of this special day. And on behalf of the Kansas State Alumni Association, representing over 275,000 living graduates and friends of Kansas State, we'd like to offer our congratulations on this special accomplishment here tonight. We are also here to welcome you into a new relationship with your alma mater as you begin this new chapter as a K-State graduate. Our mission at the Alumni Association is to lead and inspire lifelong involvement that will benefit Kansas State University and all members of our Wildcat community. I'd like to share 3 of the core values that guide us in our mission to help keep you connected with K-State. The first value is link. The Alumni Association provides the lifelong link that alumni depend on to remain connected to your university. You can stay in touch through hundreds of alumni activities on campus, across the nation, and even internationally. Another value is tradition. It's likely today that you'll celebrate some K-State traditions, such as singing the Alma Mater, or maybe you stop to take the KSU photo on your favorite spot on campus. You might also have fond memories of doing the Wabash at a K-State sporting event, or maybe rubbing your favorite bronze statue on campus for good luck on a test or to ensure a Wildcat victory. And the third core value is purple, K-State purple. Because for us K-Staters, purple is more than a color. It's a symbol of pride and connection. Because when you see someone wearing K-State purple, no matter where you are, or a K-State class ring, or you see that K-State license plate on a vehicle, you immediately feel that sense of family. I'd also like to share that in recognition of your graduation tonight, your College of Engineering and the Alumni Association are providing you with a complimentary one-year membership to the Alumni Association. And we hope you'll always be an active member of your Alumni Association. K-State alumni are among the most loyal in the nation. In fact, you are now part of one of the top 5 alumni associations and number 1 in the Big 12 Conference for the percentage of our graduates that are members. That same loyalty is shared worldwide by generations of K-Staters who have the same passion for K-State that you feel tonight as you receive your degree from one of the finest universities in the nation. The Alumni Association was also pleased to present to you on your chair tonight an exclusive alumni business card holder. And as you go through life and your titles change and your addresses change, please be sure to keep us updated because we want to make sure that you always stay connected to your K-State family. Again, congratulations on this special accomplishment here tonight. Be proud of your university. Wear your purple with pride. And as always, let's go K-State!
Thank you, Brad. We will now have the presentation of graduates and conferral of degrees. Each department head, as introduced before, will present the degree candidates from their respective departments. The audience should feel free to applaud candidates as they are recognized.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Architectural Engineering and the Bachelor of Science in Construction Science and Management please rise? Will faculty members Shannon Casebeard, Jim Goddard, Fred Hassler, John Philippi, and Jongshul Song please rise to greet the candidates? Dean Dawson, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present these candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
With degrees in architectural engineering, Lujain Mohammed Akatami, Lua Khalid Akaoud, Tyler Austin Benscooter, Casey Nicole Bertelsman, Kevin Jacob Clark, J. Alexander Disberger, summa cum laude, Shuyi Guo, Madison Nicole Hopfinger, Darcy Renee Kern, Joshua David Cole, Gabrielle Francesca Liuzza, Whitney Renee Luck, Alexander Macher. Christopher Thomas Nondorf. Michaela Lynn Player. Daniel Nicole Porter. Heather Marie Randolph. Evan Michael Reese. Henry Michael Risco. Kenton Charles Rogg. Andres Saldivar. Jacqueline Lee Summers. Christopher Michael Tompkins. Samuel David Wilcox. Joshua David Wuthnow. Let's congratulate our architectural engineering graduates. With degrees in construction science and management, Austin Schuyler Anderson. Joshua Richard Becker, magna cum laude. John Dalton Bellow. Benjamin David Berard. Jessa Ann Brinker. Keaton Granville Canaday. Cole Douglas Dister, cum laude. Austin Robert Ficken. Colby James Ferg. Nicholas Eugene Garrison. Clay Mitchell Gordon. Nicholas Michael Highland. Trevor James Hyman. Aaron Ray Hernandez. Marco Antonio Herrera. Braden Scott Holly. Sarah Beth Disney Hulskamp. Rachel Ann Jackson, cum laude. Joshua Robert Klug. Lucas James Nehans. Branson Paul Coker, magna cum laude. Caleb K. Corporate. Caleb Joseph Conda. Adam Richard Kramer. Ryan James Kuhlman, cum laude. Tate Boyce Lancaster. Tanner Montgomery Lund. Alex Edward Lutz, cum laude. Shane David Maloney. Daniel Martinez. Mark Patrick McKernan. Blake Pendleton Miles, cum laude. Bryce Waylon Morgan. Austin Bradley Pollen. Austin Reed Fannensteel. Braden Lee Robinson. Samuel Octavio Roldan. Kerrigan Day Sadler. Logan Bauer Sagasser. Frank Perez Sandoval. Garrett Allen Seeger, cum laude. Brett Jason Shelton. Reginald L. Stacker. Nathan Lee Stearns, magna cum laude. Briar Daniel Thiessen. Carter Dakota Tobish. Christopher Ryan Turner. Arthur John Wurzberger. Taylor Clay Whitlow. Let's congratulate our construction science and management graduates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Biological Systems Engineering please rise? Will faculty members Tricia Moore, Fahid Rahmani, and Lisa Wilkin please rise to greet the graduates? Dean Dawson, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present these candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
With degrees in Biological Systems Engineering, Jacob Turner Allen. Landon David Becker, magna cum laude. Mariah Victoria Brown, magna cum laude. Nathaniel Hugh Brown. Allen. Connor Joseph DeMott, summa cum laude. Curtis Austin Doramaji, magna cum laude. Austin Lee Ebert. Chelsea Danielle Fleming. Jamie Marie Hauser. Anna Lois Kuchera, magna cum laude. Sherilyn Rose Mahoney. Abby Ruth Mills. Patrick James Murray. Brendan D. Penner. Rachel Michelle Porter. Jacqueline Ramirez. Stacy Lynn Roddinghouse, magna cum laude. Sri Ramana Shankar, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ellen Vanderkraal. John Michael Wimpy. Zhenming Wen. Let's congratulate our Biological Systems Engineering graduates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering please rise? Will faculty members Andrew Duncan, Keith Hone, and Ervin Suresh please rise to greet the candidates? Dean Dawson, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present these candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
With degrees in Chemical Engineering, Audrey Colleen Anderson, magna cum laude. Keaton Laverne Anderson. Rachel Kathleen Anstedt. Mason James Armstrong. Jack Michael Ayers, cum laude. Eric Christopher Banning, magna cum laude. Brianna Nicole Betch, cum laude. Austin Ray Budke, summa cum laude. Christopher James Burley. Greg Burley. Jason Alexander Carswell, cum laude. David Michael Doherty. Bernadette Francine Dreward. Hannah Catherine Fain, summa cum laude. Sarah Marie Featherstone, summa cum laude, with diploma presented by her father, Dr. Alan Featherstone, Professor and Head, Department of Agricultural Economics. Eric Reagan Gray, summa cum laude. Eli Michael Jansen. Marcus Ryan Josephowitz. Kirk Richard Kennedy. Aisha Kawari. Megan Elizabeth Coma, cum laude. Avery Alec Kostelek. Carter Andrew Krokstrom, magna cum laude. Jacob Gunnar Larson, cum laude. Zachary Dawson Look, magna cum laude. Kayla Bonifacio McGearing, cum laude, with diploma presented by her father, Dr. Ronaldo McGearing, Professor and Engineering Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Programs. Nicholas Lee Mays. Jack Kent McCraney. Logan Michael McKinley, with diploma presented by Logan's aunt, Dr. Linda Yarrow, Professor of Food, Nutrition, Dietetics, and Health. Catherine Lauren McWilliams, cum laude. Trevor Miley. Mary Catherine Nelson. Jess Parker Neufeld. Stephen Charles Pfeiffer. Samuel Grant Reeser. Devin Andrew Ronci, summa cum laude. William Hoy Smith, magna cum laude. Robert Layton Strine. Benjamin Dale Studer, summa cum laude. Elena Trong. Zishan Wang. Ross Gregory Worth, cum laude. Angelica Shanti White, magna cum laude. Reagan Michelle Wilson, cum laude. Logan James Zecca, magna cum laude. Martin Mitchell Ziegler. Ty Christian Zorn. Let's congratulate our chemical engineering graduates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering please rise? Will faculty members Sunanda Disanake, Eric Fitzsimmons, and Scott Shea please rise to greet the graduates? Dean Dawson, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present these candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
With degrees in civil engineering, Mohammed Akalaf. Abraham Alsaman. Aharath Mohammed Althaban. Rebecca Michelle Andrus. Marcel J. Braun. Samuel Patrick Brown. Yit Farat Chalebi. Talal Omran Dashti. Seth Andrew Gachi. Jacob Daniel Harms. Tanner Victor Higgins. Kara Olivia Hinshaw. Daniel James Hutchinson. Julia Renee Keiter. Omar Kawari. Jacob Dubris Lowry, cum laude. Jared Robert Mills. Hassan Mohammed. Brett James Morey. Laura Nielsen. Chad Allen Olney. Matthew Craig Peterson. Ramin Rostampour. Matthew James Rowe. Elliot Dwayne Schrag. Robert Ray Sherwood. Chanhee Tan. Carla Hasmin Torres Nava. Andrew Michael Wahlberg. William Walker. Andrew James Winner. Alec Michael Weininger, cum laude. Hunter James Wiles. Let's congratulate our civil engineering graduates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering and the Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering please rise? Will faculty members Will Hageman, Jungkwon Kim, Bala Natarajan, and David Thompson please rise to greet the graduates? Dean Dawson, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present these candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
With degrees in computer engineering, Brandon S. Brown. Grant Leslie Freesting. Daniel Jackson Lovell, magna cum laude. Andrew Eugene McKittrick, summa cum laude. Bristol Nicole Miller. Stephen Dusan Stanchik. Let's congratulate our computer engineering graduates. With degrees in electrical engineering, Carly Rose Benjamin. Alan Timothy Caro. Brett Christensen. Aaron Delzite. Katie Joanne Duvetter. Mallory Kate Drogi, cum laude. Mitchell Thomas Easley, magna cum laude. Brady Norman Gooch, summa cum laude. Thomas Gorham IV, summa cum laude. Tanner Reed Griffin. Luke Ryan Haney, cum laude. Braden Walker Hyde, summa cum laude. Samuel Robert Hereford, cum laude. Shane Andrew Hollenbeck. Nathaniel Winfield Jones. James Brandon Keeler. Cameron Shelby Kennedy. Damian Loya, cum laude. Matthew Michael Rofranro, magna cum laude. Edwin Mast. Israel Mendoza. Brett Robert Nurnberg, summa cum laude. Jacob Aaron Offerman. Sergio Ortiz. Connor Stephen Perrine. Nathan Thomas Rivers. Ethan James Stevie. Alex Tebow. Ryan Mark Ulrich. Shangshen Wang, magna cum laude. Let's Let's congratulate our electrical engineering graduates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and the Bachelor of Science in Information Systems please rise? Will faculty members Nathan Bean, Bill Shue, Josh Weiss, and Jorge Valenzuela please rise to greet the graduates? Dean Dawson, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present these candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
With degrees in computer science, Travis Atchison, summa cum laude. Anthony Michael Atkinson. Olivia Madison Ballman. Ryan Edward Bates. Kevin N. Beshore. Mary Grace Blair. Garrett Paul Blem, magna cum laude. Luis Bobadilla Diaz. Clay Thomas Bully, cum laude. Alexander Elliott Carpenter. Justin Hart Cohen, magna cum laude. Carrington Michael Cooper. Maria Delatorre. Zachary Robin Dahl. Aaron Michael Doolittle. Ikede Kenneth Eberema. Uzoma Imuche. Lane Wesley Evans. Nicholas Anthony Goins. Wesley John Good. Dalton Allen Hahn, cum laude. Joy Hauser. Chloe Elizabeth Henderson, magna cum laude. Austin Grant Henry. Adam Michael Herting. Matthew Lee Hickson, magna cum laude. Reese Douglas Hopkins. Sean Corey Huggins, cum laude. Joshua Mason Humphreys. Brandon Christopher Jansen, summa cum laude. Michael Cooper Johnson. Zachary Alexander Kedrowski, magna cum laude. Richard Lee. Ryan Gerald LaRue. Lauren Kelly Lynch. Levi J. Mann, cum laude. Zachary Taylor Marcolesco. Sarah Joy Martin. Simran Jeet Mali. Clifford James Meeks. Benjamin Randall Miller. Zachary James Minton, with diploma presented by his father, Dr. Ernie Minton, Professor and Associate Director of the Agricultural Experiment Station. Cree Amani Moore. Tyler S. Nielsen. Lance Allen Pate. Logan Michael Pro, summa cum laude. Timothy David Ripper. Tricia Rose Schmitz, summa cum laude. Brad Allen Schoonover. Lowell T. Scott. Matthew James Seagraves. Jordan David Spoor. Hayden Scott Svankara. Samuel Stephen Lill. Blair Edward Urish. Ryan Paul Williams. Jordy Paul Williams. Reagan Kenneth Wood, cum laude. Bryant James Wooster. Benjamin John Young. Let's congratulate our computer science graduates. With degrees in information systems, Jacob S. Dokis. Daniel Eduardo Moreno Rodriguez. James Chorbaji Nelson. Riley James Toombs. Let's congratulate our information systems graduates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering please rise? Will faculty members Dong Lin, Suprem Das, Jessica Hierstam, and Todd Easton please rise to meet the graduates? Dean Dawson, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present these candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
With degrees in industrial engineering, Mohammed Salim Al-Johani. Fawaz Raid Amatar. Talal Fahad Al-Sadhan. Naif Abdullah Al-Sama. Allah Al-Silahi. Sultan Mohammed Al-Turk. Josephine Samantha Anderson, cum laude. Thomas Michael Anjard. Asif Chaudhuri. Curtis Allen Klein, cum laude. Carolyn Gale Countess. Catherine Ann Dunn. Catherine Elizabeth Ehrlich, magna cum laude. David Lee Ewers, summa cum laude. Carly Ann Fisher. Claire Elizabeth Fisher, summa cum laude. Cameron James Garwood. Matthew James Genelo. Kelsey Amber Getz. Mitchell Mason Greatert. Christopher John Hall. Marshall James Hall. Cassidy Ann Harper. Abigail Faye Hilliard, magna cum laude. Lily Catherine Johnson, cum laude. Joseph Franklin Kellerman. Mersa Kalegi. Corey Glenn Kirkpatrick, summa cum laude. Ashley Marie Kramer, summa cum laude. Christina Marie Ladner. Carson Lilly. Amanda Christine Malecki. Andrew Dean McLansborough. Ellie Ruth Montgomery, magna cum laude. Scott Thomas Perlenfine. Jacob Brant Phillips. Amy Elizabeth Preeb. Nicholas David Richolano. Emily Ann Schneider. Kylie Shea Schultz. Jeremy Blake Selly. Scott James Sheridan. Jordan Lucas Smith. Trenton Andrew Tanking. Lauren Elizabeth Tidwell. Dalton Thomas Tolkus. Norma Eunice Verona Ortiz. Marcus Lee Walbridge. Brian Jared Winger, summa cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Wilborn, magna cum laude. Jessica Middleton Zedek. Let's congratulate our industrial engineering graduates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering please rise? Will faculty members Terry Beck, Amy Betts, Byron Jones, Bruce Babin, and Kevin Wanklin please rise to greet the graduates? Dean Dawson, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present these candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
With degrees in mechanical engineering, Mohammed Barer Al-Jafar. Mohammed Bakr Ashaghab. Andrew D. Arnold. Diana Jacqueline Areola. Morgan Lee Bailey. Taylor Eric Ballinger. Jacob James Bambick, cum laude. Aaron Scott Bloom. Adam John Bowers. Matthew Russell Bryan. Spencer David Ray Buff. Michael John Buffkin. Taylor S. Carlson. Michael Adrian Sesenya. Elijah Samuel Clark. Jared Christopher Conley. Nicholas Nathan Corder. Jacob Patrick Colvey. Calvin M. Doms. Jonghan Deng. Jacob David Dennett, summa cum laude. Ryan J. Dieters. Nathan W. Duell. Matthew Brian Duncan. Barkley Alexander Edison. Jared D. Enns, summa cum laude. John Michael Estes. Cody John Freeman. Brandon Allen Fullington. Connor W. Ganaway. Kevin Jesus Garcia. John Russell George. Aaron James Gleason. Dane Glenn. Matthew William Grostadier, magna cum laude. Giselle Alejandra Guanez Melgaro. Hunter Allen Harlow. Philip Whaley Harsh, cum laude. Chase Alexander Harvey. Jacob Wesley Hayhurst. Samantha Lynn Hecker. Caden Wayne Hilger. Caitlin Lane Pavlich Hoover. Garrett Reed Hodges. Kellen Christian Horner. Christian Tyler Gignata. Jackson Ryan Jennings, magna cum laude. Blake Irvin Huey. Ryan Kamal Corey. Adam Thomas Knox. Chance Christopher Kurtz. Sean David Lay. Lucas Jean Lindesmith. Parker Christian Little. Marco Antonio Lomo Asso. Levi David Marcotte. Nicholas Torrington Mason. Zachary William May. Jacob Wayne McAfee, cum laude. Kevin McKeon. Anthony Durand Medina. David Robert Meredith. Nathan Dean Moyer, summa cum laude. Connor Justin Monk. Samuel Warren Oxendale. Rebecca Brooke Paul. Chad P. Pauley. Joel Allen Pegg. Andrew Michael Pushin. Jonathan Daniel Pushin. Dalton David Porter. Tyler Kenneth Pitts. Taylor Lynn Ramirez. Joseph Allen Reed. Lucas Charles Richards. Nicholas Carl Rodell. Austin Michael Rule. Aaron Lee Sawyer. Tracy Gerard Schmitz. Michael Matthew Schulte. Nicholas John Shoemaker. Mitchell Gregory Schertz, magna cum laude. Cameron Merritt Sinclair, magna cum laude. Cameron James Solko. Emily M. Stahlbommer. Nicholas Ellison Steck. Joshua Michael Stegman. Sarah Rochelle Stevenson. Jeb Ethan Stewart. Patrick Mason Sutherland. Angela Marie Teeple. Michael Edward Teedy, summa cum laude. Connor John Torrey, magna cum laude. Michael M. Tran. David Troy Van Amen. Kevin Michael Wynand, magna cum laude. Bailey Nicole Wells. Laura Marie Worm. Timothy John Yonkers. Let's congratulate our mechanical engineering graduates.
Graduates, in 2011, the state of Kansas established the University Engineering Initiative Act to produce more engineering graduates by the year 2021. Today, with nearly 416 graduates, you are the largest ever spring graduating class. In fact, the total 2017-2018 graduation class of more than 680 is the largest ever. And with this total, we have officially blown the doors off our goal of 587. Congratulate yourselves. Graduates, please rise. By the authority of the people of Kansas and the Kansas Board of Regents, and upon recommendation by the faculty, and upon completion of all degree requirements, I am pleased to confer upon you the respective degrees that you have earned at Kansas State University. You may move your tassel from the right to the left. That's a lot of tassels. Graduates, Please remain standing while I call Assistant Dean Betty Grau to the podium. Please turn to page 63 of your commencement program and recite the K-State Engineers Pledge with her.
Page 63 in your programs. We invite you to join us in the Engineering Pledge. As a graduate of the College of Engineering, I pledge to give the utmost performance, to participate in none but honest enterprise, to live and work according to the laws of humanity and the highest standards of professional conduct, to place service before profit, the honor and standing of the profession before personal advantage, and the public welfare above all other consideration. In humility and with the need for divine guidance, I make this pledge. I would like to call Jacqueline Summers back to the podium to lead us in the K-State Alma Mater. Please remain standing. The words are found on page 3 in your program.
Would everyone except our graduates please be seated? Graduates, we know you're anxious to go and meet your family. However, we have one last request. Knowing this is a record class, we want one large group photo. So everybody gather together in the middle. We're going to try to get everybody in the photo. We'll see. We got everybody in? All right, here we go. Get your photo? Yep. Looks good. All right. Feel free to go back to your seats. Graduates, on behalf of the College of Engineering, congratulations on your well-earned achievements and officially becoming a K-State engineer. We would ask all guests to please remain seated and do not exit until the recessional is complete. Thank you for coming and have a great evening.
Thank you.